Up next is a leadership talk on taking a global approach to engineering. To shed some light on the topic, we have with us this evening John Neuffer to deliver a talk. John Neuffer is president and CEO of the Semiconductor Industry Association, where he's responsible for setting and leading the association's public policy agenda and serving as the primary advocate for maintaining US leadership in semiconductor design, manufacturing, and research. Mr. Neuffer has been at the center of technology, public policy, and trade for most of his career. It's a pleasure to have him here with us this evening. Welcome, John. Over to you.
Thanks, Justin. Hi, everyone. Thanks, NASSCOM, for the kind introduction and invitation to speak at your important event. I'm John Neuffer, President and CEO of the Semiconductor Industry Association based in Washington, D.C. We represent 98% of the U.S. semiconductor industry by revenue, as well as nearly 2/3 of non-U.S. chip firms. For over 40 years, our role has been to advance policies in Washington and abroad that promote growth and innovation in our country, in our industry. Much of our work has been made possible through collaboration with our global industry counterparts, such as NASSCOM, on issues of interest and concern. So we very much appreciate this opportunity, and we really do appreciate the chance to forge deeper ties with NASSCOM. India is, of course, a very, very important global economy and has a burgeoning ICT and electronics sector. Over the past 2 decades, India has also made some notable strides in semiconductors. In fact, many SIA member companies have businesses and cooperative partnerships in India. And one of the big reasons our member companies have invested in the Indian semiconductor industry in this economy is your deep pool of excellent talent. More than 20% of the world's semiconductor design engineers reside in India, cementing India's critical role in the global semiconductor value chain. We value the high caliber of Indian engineers and other industry professionals. U.S. semiconductor companies have increasingly relied on access to global engineering talent pools, particularly in India, and have set up R&D centers across the country. All major global semiconductor companies have design operations in India now, where thousands of new chips are designed every year. In fact, the Indian semiconductor market is expected by one estimate to reach over $30 billion by 2025. So stepping back a bit, the success of the semiconductor industry as a whole hinges on its ability to operate globally, tap into the worldwide talent network, and build efficient and cost-effective supply chains around the world. International collaboration in talent and R&D with India has allowed multinational companies, universities, and institutions to pool and efficiently deploy resources. The global semiconductor ecosystem is a complex and interdependent network that thrives on international collaboration and free cross-border exchanges of goods, ideas, and people. Together, we can pursue scientific breakthroughs that lead to major leaps in semiconductor technology. In the past few years, India has intensified its efforts to bolster domestic chip design and manufacturing with additional government support policies. And we welcome the Indian government's recently announced incentives to attract global chip companies to build fabs in India and to encourage further investments across the semiconductor value chain. At the same time, we hope to see good trade policy from India to help position this country for rapid growth in this industry and move up the value chain. As I mentioned, the semiconductor industry is intensely global. We depend heavily on our global supply chains, and we thrive in a tariff-free environment. Countries that provide zero-in, zero-out treatment at the border are much better positioned to effectively join and prosper in the global supply chains in our sector and other sectors. With the Indian government's investment, growing domestic demand for electronic products, the increasing number of entrepreneurs in the semiconductor sector, as well as India's massive pool of design talent, this country has the potential to become both a more powerful digital economy and a stronger hub for electronics and semiconductor innovation. SIA and our member companies look forward to working with NASSCOM, Indian industry generally, and the government through future dialogue and cooperation with the goal of creating and maintaining an open semiconductor ecosystem that promotes industry growth, helps create jobs and economic prosperity, and spurs innovation. So thank you again, NASSCOM, for this great opportunity to speak today. And thanks, Justin. Back to you.
Thank you, John, for taking the time out to join us. And that was a thought-provoking and insightful talk. Thank you once again.